morning started out pretty good on this. We're on the entranceway to Arches National Park. Really nice, low traffic entry level early in the morning. In fact, you'll see I pulled up here, and before I knew it, I was up there giving my identification and my senior lifelong pass for national parks, one of the most important cards you'll ever get. So as I move up, the rest of the group had already gotten through. Yes, it was that fast. So it was a really good day, at least the start of it was. We got up here and somebody was having some kind of a problem. I don't recall what it was, but we got all that ironed out, and before I knew it, my biologicals was saying, hey, time to get to a bathroom real fast. So that's what I did. I pulled in right away and stopped, ran in as fast as I could, and actually kept recording. I didn't keep that because I didn't think you wanted to keep an eye on the building. I ended up having to go back to the hotel real quick and came back, and I had to find the group. So when I got into the park, I started looking for the group where I thought they might be. Life 360 is really handy when it works, but when you're in an area that has virtually no cellular service, it doesn't. Okay, so even if I had a good signal, they didn't. They were deep into the park. But this part of the park is fantastic riding. I mean, you see the switchbacks. Remember, this is VR. Look around. You can look around on this. But the ride into the park is fantastic. This video probably needs to go in our other section, motorcycles, rocks, water, and trees. Not a lot of big trees. I don't think I ever saw any big tree in here. Water, very scarce, but the rocks are spectacular. Remember to look around because they look different from all kinds of angles. This is really one of the best parks you can go to. Definitely avoid their peak season because it could get very packed in there, even with their timed entry. But really great park, spectacular rock formations. While you're riding through this park, you start to realize how big it actually is. I mean, it's not massive like, say, Yellowstone or anything like that, but it's got miles and miles of roads with incredible formations all around you. Sometimes there's nothing for a little ways, but definitely a bigger park than you think of right away. was searching for the group, I started to think maybe they're farther ahead than I realized. So I did a turn up ahead here to go out towards the windows section of the park, which is actually probably my favorite part. There's so many arches there, and great rock formations, absolutely beautiful section, and the road to get there isn't half bad either. So I went out there to check on them and see if they were there. While Windows is probably my favorite section, I'm not alone in this. When you get there, it's almost always busy. You'll notice that there aren't a lot of empty parking places. There are some because we're there early, but very busy section because it is so cool. There's a lot of great hiking areas where you can walk out and actually stand under one of the arches. A lot of arches that you can do that too. But it's a really cool area. Definitely you want to make sure you hit this section when you go to Arches National Park.